What's up? Oops. Good morning, I should say. It's like almost 8:30. I should have already left here like 4 hours ago, but I didn't sleep for shit, really. Got a lot of anxiety, but it's not so much bad. Little baby turkeys are trying to hang out, but the anxiety is a mix of things. I mean, there's a little bit of nerves going on because, yeah, anytime I go down to that house, I get nervous about that person showing up at random. There are other people I'd rather have show up at random than that. That person really, like, yeah. I don't say their name because it's because I've basically have severed a lot of emotions towards that person. As I've always said, I'll never stop loving them. That is my oldest child's mother, but I'm not, and of course I understand anything before the word "but" doesn't mean shit. But in this yet in this case, it does. I don't think I could bring myself to seeing that person again. Or our child, because of the level of threats, the level of lying, the level of gossiping, which is, the shit talking that's gone on. I lost a lot of shit for two people who did nothing but show me hatred. And, sorry, I'm taking the opportunity to make better decisions, because the decisions I kept making the last 12 years, all they did was benefit somebody else and destroy my life. I kept choosing to stand by somebody who wasn't standing by me at all. I watched them go from a shitty marriage to where they're at now, and they did so at my expense and even my family's expense. And so I want nothing to do with that person. So yes, every time I go down to the house, each time I get nervous about it because I don't want that person just showing up. It's at the point that, I'm not going to say that part. Fuck it. I'm not even staying at the house when I go down there anymore. That's how, I don't know if that really means much to anybody else, but that's how much I don't want anything to do with that person. They made their bed and they've got to go lay in it. Someone exerts 12 years of their life on you to have you throw them away. You can go fuck yourself. And I'm not, yeah, I am. I'm just being straightforward. I don't hate that person. I don't wish ill will for that person, but they do have to answer for their shit. They do have to accept that karma isn't going to be very nice to them. And sending me emails or messages, like they did before, oh, I'm not trying to trap you, oh, I've got COVID, all this shit, that's not going to work anymore. I see that person, I will immediately turn around and go the other way. I've made my decision. Whether they like it or not, because I do know that they watch my Facebook, I do know they watch my YouTube. Is that so, Turkey Boy? And with that being said, if they happen to see this before I even get down there, don't bother showing up. Any chance of forgiveness or what have you, it hasn't necessarily been thrown away. But any chance of reconciliation isn't going to happen. Because when somebody says they're sorry, God knows how many fucking times, to the point you can't stand that fucking word, and you don't know how many times you told that person, you know what, that's one word I don't want to hear from you because I know it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't matter what kind of sugarcoating they add to it at this point. or what kind of promises they want to make, I know they won't keep them. And I know they're full of shit. They're doing so because they realize they fucked up. And that's the only reason why they would do something like that. Or they want to maintain control of my life, which isn't going to happen anymore. Their actions sort of pulled the blindfold off my eyes. It made me realize what kind of human being they really are, compared to who I thought they were. I know where I want to be in life. I know what I want in life. I know what I want in a relationship. And I can be honest with you on this one. I miss my family. I want my family back. I miss my family a lot. Having to step in a little bit because it's kind of starting to rain a smidge. But whether that happens or not, I think the thing that I'm most thankful for is I'm at least getting to talk to my son again. Hey, Coda, can we bring this down here? Little shithead got an egg. Coda, right here. And now have it. Coda, no, you eat it there. Got it all over my fucking bed. I guess it's a good thing that... Fuck. I guess I'm not... Oh, fuck. I guess it's a good thing I'm not taking this blanket with me. I just gotta grab my pillow. But... there's still a couple other loose things I gotta grab. No, I just found myself in position. My focus is mainly just... excuse me. Finding a home and getting my business going. Because Lord knows I don't want to be in this situation forever at all. In fact, it was the last thing I wanted to be in. No, I just hope. God, my dirty ass fucking pillowcase. Doesn't matter how much I wash it or bleed it. Dogs and red clay. Some of you know how that works. God dang, I'm sorry. I'm just waking up, so I'm still kind of clearing my my head a bit. But no, I'm done fighting with that person. I'm done having arguments with that person. I'm just done with that person. They got to where they are in life at my expense, and I don't know how many times I keep saying that, but they did so. And I'm not gonna allow that kind of person to control my life anymore. Them, whether they slipped up or not, or they did it on purpose, but the fact that they've been cheating and unfaithful, they destroyed every chance they had. Every chance. The amount of lies that they told, the amount of gossip, all kinds of shit. It's kind of like... what kind of doesn't help, too, is that our own child even threw them under a bus without trying, and they don't realize that. Because I noticed that the constant attack on me and the constant thing that's thrown in my face, and I know what threatens that person. She doesn't want to see me find happiness in anybody else. No, I'm going to find happiness in myself is what I'm doing right now. I realize I'm capable of doing a lot more. And I realize as long as if I don't have someone like them around, as I'm regaining my strength and my energy, I will be able to run a business. I will be able to do what I need to do. The only thing, that I would need, like I said, I think last night, I don't know if I said it last night or before, but I will have to hire someone that, to a degree will function somewhat as my boss to help me keep, focused on track when it comes to the working aspect and running the business and all. Because Misha, no, you get out of there. Misha, no, because I don't want to be sidetracked. I don't want to give any more of my energy or attention where that person's concerned. I do know that I would like to take the experience that I had, though, where that person's concerned, and teach other people who are on spectrum how to avoid someone like that, or at least what to watch for. I know when the time comes and I'm ready, I'll sit and talk about what's happened over the last 12 years, and I might have to sit down, I'd have to sit down and write it out, so that way I keep everything as correct as possible. Not just correct, but I don't want you to miss anything. There's just so much shit. And if I was to do this in vid format, it would probably take... I'll just say at minimum, considering my rambling and how easily sidetracked I get and a lot, I probably couldn't explain or talk about the last 12 years within a 2-hour video. It would take a while. And yes, I feel it's important that people on spectrum learn from these types of experiences from other people, because I don't want to see others go through this. Even neurotypicals, I don't want to see you guys go through this. Covert narcissism, when it comes to narcissism, it is extremely dangerous. Unless you're really good at spotting those types of personality traits, I don't even see how a normal person could not fall for some shit like that. I'm naive and gullible. And because of what I've gone through, I have to try and keep those two, I don't know if you want to call them the habitual traits or just personality traits. I need to keep those at bay. I just know that that person no longer has any more power over me. The only power they have is a little bit of power when it comes to fear, that I don't want to see them again. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want them to try and push their way in to force a situation. I don't even want them emailing me. As far as I'm concerned, is if they're going to give all their energy to somebody else and other people, then they can go to those other people that they gave all their energy to after sucking me dry, basically. They can go to those people for that energy back. They can go to those people for whatever it is that they want. Because they showed what was more important to them, and I don't want that. I'm ready to settle down. I want to be able to run a business. I want a normal home. A clean home. I want to live in a clean home. Not like this. I love my parents' house, but a lot of memories here. You should know. You stay out of that. I don't want to live like this anymore, and I'm tired of sitting around waiting for somebody to really give a shit. I know that person will never give a shit, and a lot of times when they start to show they do, it's because they want something. They're manipulative. And I've gotten to the point I'm seeing through that manipulation and all that because of the years of it that I went through. And personally, I think we've been together long enough that they don't have any more tactics they can use to work that'll work for them anymore. I mean, they did such a good job fucking me up this last time around that it's like, you know what, you actually, like I said, you lifted the blindfold. You showed me not only who you are, you just showed me the truth of everything for the last 12 years. yeah, I want to settle. Oh, I want to settle down. I want to settle down, focus on my, on my relationships. Not on my relationship. On getting my business going, and what relationships I have, like with my son. That is true. I do want. I missed my son a lot. I miss my family. I lost a lot of shit when I went into that hospital and I woke up, and I have no idea what all happened. None. Is that so, turkey girl? It's just, for the last 12 years, I gave everything I got to be thrown away, and I'm not doing that for that person anymore. As of right now, since it's just me, I'm doing it just for me right now. I'm doing it for God, and I'm doing it for my child, my grandchild, his family. I'm doing this for the people that actually matter to me. And although we've had our moments, they didn't go fucking pulling this shit like this other one did. Let alone this other one and the child that we had together. The level of threats and everything I've dealt with over the last few years alone. I'm done. I'm very, very done. Yes, I've been all over the place, roller coaster wise, emotionally. A lot of it's because I'm being a little impatient right now, because I know that my house is done and sold. I just gotta basically, deal with the septic thing, and then once basically cash is in hand, I can get all my I'll have all my shit out into the moving container, and it moved. I've been pretty secretive about everything that I've been planning on doing, and a little bit vague. And yes, it is because I'm trying to avoid any type of future situation where that person is concerned. I have plans. This is where a little bit of the fear started to come out. Excuse me. I originally had plans to move out of state and go as far as I can. Yet because my grandchild, my son, and his family's here, and they mean the world to me, and any possibility of, I guess you could say, reconciliation and restoration of that relationship is more important to me than running as far as I can out of fear of that person. The person can't chase me from my family anymore. And there's nothing more important to me right now than my family. I've missed them way too long. And all I know is all this shit that's gone on in the last 12 years. Yes, Mr. Turkey, all this shit, huh? And what happened more recently, with this breakup type thing, are they? Yeah, I'm seeing someone else. I'm interested in someone else. So you had, for being so controlling and abusive, you sure had time to go out and meet other people and cheat on more than one occasion over the years. Yeah, bullshit. But sorry, I'm a little bit I'm hard on myself really bad. Like my health, I was healthier than this, and I let myself go. This is what you're seeing is a lot of depression. Years of depression that's kind of built up. And I'm doing everything I can to get out of that. A lot of it is I don't have that cause or source of depression around anymore. And I'm not going to put everything on that person either. I take responsibility for allowing that person to manipulate and gaslight me in a way that I even got angry with my kids for shit that most likely wasn't even true. I don't know what all is actually true anymore with that person. That's why I don't want anything to do with them. I mean, my mom's side of the family, I severed any relations with them and basically for, altogether when I was 9 years old. There's a reason why I basically grew up a borderline orphan. If it wasn't for the fact that I still had my parents in my life, I had no aunts, I had no uncles, I had no cousins. I didn't even have my siblings around. I was an only child that had nobody other than my closest friends in their family that were my family. The only thing I've ever wanted in life, obviously other than having a home of my own and all that, and having my own business. Yes, there's a hole there. I'm wearing underwears. I'm sorry. Here, we'll do this. I didn't mean to point it out, but my eyes just kind of I was like, oops. It's not really an oops, but you know what I mean. Just shows that my clothes have been falling apart. Yes, I put my good clothes, packed them away, so that way when I get down south and then go over to the Gambler 500, I have some other clothes to wear. But I've always wanted the family I never had before. Because my family, as in where my parents, my siblings, aunts, uncles, all that was concerned, I didn't have it. My dad, for pretty much almost my entire childhood, was a drunk and a workaholic. Eventually he quit drinking, but never stopped being a workaholic, for one, which, yeah, we benefited, as a family, we benefited from it. That's just what happens and all that. But I didn't have a dad through a lot of that. That's the exchange. Sorry. That's the exchange when you're working 9 to 5s, 40 plus hours a week, and you're stuck on an hourly wage. You start putting all your most if not all your time and effort into that job and not your family. That's part of the reason why I've wanted to open my own business, basically my own food cart type thing, because then I can choose to, be open on a set schedule and work that set schedule, basically, kind of like a 9 to 5. But I know I don't have to run that thing 7 days a week. I mean, in some ways, I know, if anything, I might only have to run it, let's say, on the weekends or what have you, and then at events, if I decide to go do events, which there's a chance that, not just a chance, that it will happen. I will work events because like my friend Ed, who is one of the people that helps on the planning for the Gambler 500 and stuff like that, I'll have opportunity to take that there. So that's the thing, is a lot of where I'm at on trying to make a decision right now on a lot of things is not just trying to find a home that I can afford through this, but at the same time, simultaneously be able to invest in a business. I have an allotted amount of money that I've got set for a down payment on a home, while I have an allotted amount of money that I've got budgeted to start my business. If I was, let's say, the produce store type thing that I wanted to do, if I was to do that, I know exactly how much it would cost. Let's say for me to get a couple shipping containers, have those fuckers completely converted over, and all that to make a little, basically a little mini grocery store. I know exactly how much it would cost to do that, convert it over, get the hardware, electrical, that type of stuff to run it through it. And then get all the cold cases and shelving and product into there. Basically from paper to reality, I guess you could say. I know what the cost would be. It's just that, I'm not, how do I put this? I'm not necessarily keeping options open. It's how I'm trying to go about this, because in the end, my end goal is to not only have a food cart going, but I want to do like a small produce store with food cart. And have the two run off of each other, and the food cart be able to basically, if I need any like fresh ingredients, like I need to grab, like, let's say some tomatoes, some onions, some garlic, maybe some ingredients for some fresh bread or something. I got it right there in the produce store, or produce stand, or whatever. I can just grab it from there. I have plans as the business picks up. I plan on doing donations, percentage donation each month to the NF community. And the reason why I say NF community is because even though I have NF2, I know there was a moment there I was like, wait, I got NF1, and it was because it was my brother and my dad that does that, and I know that someone who's born from somebody with NF1 can't develop NF2. They'll end up with NF1. And so, yeah, I had them confusing the crap out of me, going, no, we've got NF1. I'm going, no, it's NF2. And they're like, no, it's NF1. We have to... Yeah. And then my dad looks at the medical paper. Yeah, you're right, it's NF2. But I want to be able to donate to that whole community through either through the NF Biosolutions, or one of the companies that are actively researching for not just a cure, but for viable treatments when it comes to these disorders, genetic disorders. I do plan on, of all things, I want to expand upon my YouTube channel, whether it's on this or my Lost in Thought today. And I think I want to do that in combination with my business. I want to be able to, kind of like a Clerks 2 type thing, or a Clerks type thing, have the camera up so you can kind of see behind the scenes how things are running in the food cart and all that, but also get to see some of the human interactions going on, and just the random wild conversations. I mean, I might have to do a whole separate channel for that, but that's fine. I just think it would be fun. Yes, in progress, I plan on working on my photography and stuff like that. That's a hobby of mine that I enjoy a lot, because it calms me down, and I'm able to absorb my surroundings a bit. That's why I like to go on walks. I like to be outdoors. I like to be in wild spaces and not so much in concrete places. So I've got a lot of things that I'm focused on now, because I have that ability. I don't have somebody... Well, that moth didn't make it. All I know is I just see like a couple little... like a moth wing come float down, like, wait, what the hell? And I guess it got sucked into the fan. But I don't have that negative anchor holding me back from doing what needs to be done. I put all this effort and energy, not just into that home and that property and into that relationship, for literally fucking nothing in the sense. If I had stayed, it would be for nothing. And that's why I had this bill place I was waiting a call back from, because just say I've been, my income has been so severely drained that I've got a medical bill that isn't very much, like $300, $400 now, that I'm getting sued over, because, well, I've been completely financially drained. all my money was paying for all the living expenses, and the only thing I got to keep was like maybe $50 out of my income. Anything I got extra from that is what I basically made from either starting to work at the market or was selling t-shirts online. That type of stuff. Family helped once in a while with smokes and gas, but a lot of what I was doing on the side just to try and get a little bit of extra money each month. Yeah, I got in some trouble for that. Because they obviously weren't happy that I had a little extra money. I'd get some dirty looks whenever I'd order something, whether for my 3-wheeler or I'd get a hat or something. I'd get some dirty looks while they were out buying new wardrobes to go on dates with other men. And so, no, I'm putting all my focus into a better life, and that's not happening with that person. Having a better life is not going to happen with that person because they're too busy draining me of everything. And the fact that they went around and lied to a lot of people, and I doubt they'll ever have the backbone to tell the truth. Cowards are afraid to tell the truth. They don't want. They're afraid of what'll happen. And sadly, it's like myself. I could have been a coward and tried to lie my way through court, and my ass would be in prison right now for shit I didn't do. There's reasons why I not only proved my innocence multiple times because of their lies, but I proved they were a fucking liar too. Excuse me. My pen post on my Facebook that has everything on it. That post is still there on my Facebook. It's just not pinned anymore. I'm moving on in a sense of when it comes to not looking back. I'm not looking back out of going, I miss this person, blah, blah, blah. I admittingly do miss the person I fell in love with, but that person doesn't exist. So I realized since I was 14 years old, that love was fake. It's one fuck of a reality to kind of come through. Yet I also realized there's one person in my life that I think that even that person was so threatened by because they always would throw her in my face at different times. Oh, you love this person more than I do, and blah, blah, blah. You're right, I do. Thank you for helping me realize that. Thank you for helping me realize who helped destroy my marriage. I know I wasn't necessarily perfect, and I needed to give more of my attention or energy to that relationship at the time. We didn't have all these fights. We didn't have all these issues that I could count, maybe a couple times that we actually had a bad fight, but it wasn't anything like with my current ex. A lot of it ended with me just getting out of the truck and walking home because I didn't like fighting with my wife. I really didn't like fighting with her. I don't like fighting with people. No, there is nobody else. As of right now, there's literally nobody else. Because I'm not interested in... Right now, I'm not interested in building anything new. In the sense of, I'm not interested in meeting new people right now, in that sense. At least I don't know, I don't think so. And I've said it before, there's only one person that I would really sit and talk to. Maybe two, if it's the right person, because it has to be the right person. But I know what I want in life. I know where I want to be. And I'm not trying to sound... I'm really trying not to sound selfish or anything like that. I don't like going me. I really don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. As I'm telling you, my pooch is like, okay, I'm going to get up a little bit because, Dad's getting a little uncomfy. But I don't do well with it. Everything I ever tried to do in life was because of someone else. I'm driven by people. I'm driven by family. I'm driven by, of all ironies, by love. And I'm not driven by material things. But like I said, I don't ever want to go back to work for certain places or people again, because I don't do well. I get treated like shit really bad. I don't advance anywhere. Nothing happens, type thing. I wouldn't even get paid wages. I just end up with more fucking responsibilities. I mean, in my last line of work, I was running stores, and at the level of management, but I wasn't getting management pay. I wasn't recognized as a manager. I was just a bottom of the fucking, the bottom of the pit employee that was doing all the work while the managers were taking the credit for it. It wasn't necessarily doing all the work and all that, but when I was working there, like on the days I'd be there, I'd be doing a lot of work, because I would be literally working there by myself. I would have someone probably working with me when I'd go in to start my shift for maybe 1 or 2 hours, and then after that I'm running the store by myself the rest of the night, doing removing the product from shelving and all that, getting it all locked into safes, and having to do the books and the money drops and all that shit. I've put too much effort into other people. I put too much effort that other people benefited from it, and I haven't. And it's time that I do something finally for myself and allow that work to hopefully maybe benefit somebody else, in the sense that I can choose who benefits from my efforts at this point. I have not just every intention. I'm going to open a business, start a new business. I'm going to do the things that I enjoy doing, and I'm going to find that passion in doing it again. The hardest part, and I think the part that I have the most anxiety on right now and all, is, like I said, I can afford to start my business and I can afford to get a home, but can I afford to maintain the home while I'm starting to run the business? Because income wise, after I get, basically what it would turn into with what I've got, I would put my down payment on my home, have my home, and yet because of where we are, I'm gonna most likely get stuck having to settle for a manufactured fucking home for a while, which is fine. It would then be a straight up temporary home. And it would mean that I'm only there long enough to build up my business and get a proper down payment or whatever to include with, say, the sale of that manufactured home, so that there's a better down payment, because I want to make as large of a down payment on a place as possible. So it means I'm going to end up having to deal with one more home before I get my final home, I guess you could say. I'm okay with that. Becoming self-reliant is really important to me. Having stability in my life again is important to me. And in process, I'm hoping sometime between now and whenever then, or whenever that is, I can restore some of that relationship between myself and my family. I miss my kids. I miss my son. I want to be a part of my grandson's life. I want to be a part of my son's family. Him and his, I want to call her his wife. And that's just how I'm going to reference her as, because she's a good woman. There's a little bit of a rocky start at the beginning, because I wasn't so sure, and I didn't want this person hurting my son the way I had been hurt. And in the end, my fears were proven wrong, which I'm thankful for. And so, yeah, my son and his wife are doing a great job. And my plans are, because I am choosing to stay here in Oregon, I'm not going to have this large, might as well say, I'm not going to have a decent chunk of that money that I've had budgeted for moving, as in like gas, places to stay, food, money to the side in case there's an emergency with my truck or the vehicle I'm driving. Those types of things to get halfway across the country at least. I'm still looking at places out that way, because I'm still getting a feel for what I'm possibly doing. Because for all I know is I could end up starting my business out here and transferring out that way. Don't know. I don't know on that. I just know that since I won't be using that money right now, I'm planning on paying it forward to help my younger son and his family. Because I know they're wanting to have a home of their own, and I understand that they've got certain bills that they've got to take care of, and I don't know what they are, and I don't want to ask, because that's their personal stuff. So I mean, I want to do what it takes as a dad to help my son and his family out and all that, the way my parents helped me out. I can't do everything my parents did for my son like they did for me, but I want to be able to be in the position that I can. I don't like how I've been living, and I haven't. My goal when getting that house was to not just have that house basically repaired, livable, all that stuff. Have my fake relationship, is what it turned out to be, being functional for once, which it became even more dysfunctional. The goal at home was to try and do better. Instead, it made everything fucking worse. It made things better for that person, because the moment I started hating that house, they really started loving it then. I learned a lot about narcissistic people. And the more I look back on the 12 years, the more I learn. Yeah, it hurts. But I'm finding that what I've been learning from this person has taught me a lot of what I want in my relationship. What kind of person I want. What kind of relationship I want. I've said it before, it's okay to have, your friends and family and have those kind of connections and, visit once in a while. But my focus is eventually, I want to settle down. And in order to do something like that, I need to get my shit together. I need to get my business going. This is going to be a dream come true in that sense. I'm finally going to have some stability, and that's my goal. And I'm hoping at some point, and I admit it, I'm hoping to have my family back to a degree at least. There are some things I am looking backwards on. And it's because those were real. And it was genuine. It wasn't manipulated. The ending of that situation more or less likely was manipulated. But I don't know to what degree. I don't even know what all happened at the end. I just don't know what happened. I was really lost. I still remember. There's things that I still remember from that day before that. Yeah. Like I said, I know what I want. I know that there's things about myself I have to work on too. Like, I need to work on my communication better. I've got to work on just a lot of things that I've got to work on. It's just I know that the more time I've had away from that person, I have been getting better inside. I've been on a roller coaster, a lot of anxiety, a lot of everything. But it's more transitioning towards, figuring out this business and this new home and this move. But anyways, since I've continued on from a little bit ago after being interrupted from that bit, I'm gonna cut this short. It's not really short. It's probably going on closer to an hour. I'm sorry for that long ass ramble. It's just, it was easier for me to talk before I left to head south. I'll only be there until like Wednesday morning, and then I head northeast to go to the Gambler 500. I got my 3-wheeler loaded. I've got to grab one of my gas cans from down at the house down there, so that way I can put some fuel in that. Excuse me. So that there's plenty of fuel in my 3-wheeler for out there, because I'm definitely gonna go ride the trails and all that stuff and go have some fun. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll definitely post up later on today after I get down there, or maybe somewhere in the process of being on the way down. But I'll keep you all posted on what's going on. Yes, I've been fairly secretive about what I plan on doing and what I've been doing or what have you. It's because I don't trust that person at all. I really don't. And regardless of how much they hurt me, how bad they lied to me, and how many relationships they destroyed around me, in a strange way, I forgive them. Because if they hadn't have done that and done what they did, especially said what they said there on June 1st, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be in this kind of like this limbo of transition to something better. And that's arrogant to say, and I don't mean to make it arrogant sounding. It's just the last 12 years of my life has been not the best, and the last 4 going on 5 years has been absolute fucking hell. And so getting away from all that fucking hatred, all that shit talking, all that gossiping, all those fucking lies, this is a blessing. I'm leaving what happens to that person in God's hands. I'm going to let God and karma decide what they're going to do with that person. I just pray that they get some help. As long as I stick to my guns and keep to what I'm doing, I think a whole lot of opportunities have been opened up, because I've severed that connection. I'm severing it. It's not like I left them, they left me. But that urge, that want, that need to go back isn't there anymore. That was lost the moment they admitted they cheated. It was more or less, I needed time to heal from those damages and from that shit talking. I still need time to heal. It's just, I know I'm doing better, emotionally than I was even 2 weeks ago. As time goes by, the easier it gets. Most of the pain it comes from just, a lot of the pain comes from, I can't forget my headset. How bad I was hurt. All the lies. Losing my kids. Losing my son. Losing my family. All these things that I lost because of that person. That bothers me more than that person and all that. And so Yeah, I'm gonna cut it because I'm gonna keep going because I'm hitting an hour. I'm not, and I'm saying things like I've not already said it, which I have. Things are gonna get better. Things are difficult. Yes, I'm in this kind of anxious. I'm dealing with a lot of anxiety, and it's not necessarily negative anxiety. I'm just dealing with the anxiety of knowing that things are about to get better. I'm just kind of getting a little impatient, and so I've got to really push that patience. Part of it too is going out and having fun will help get my mind off of some of this shit, and going out and meeting some people that I've actually kind of been wanting to meet for a long time, like the guys from Grindhard Plumbing and stuff. I think they're fucking awesome people. So yeah, you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. If you wish to like and subscribe, you can like and subscribe if you want. This is more or less my drama-filled, full of shit type channel. My Lost in Thought Today channel doesn't have all the drama. I haven't posted on it for a little bit because I've been dealing with this stuff, but I'll be posting again on it soon. I will be posting some video and stuff from the Gambler 500 onto, well, I'm going to probably do so on both channels. So, yeah, yeah. Just so people have something to watch and all that isn't me being mopey or bitchy or anything like that. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Late.